6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. 1,500 suspects arrested over the May 9th violence in Sri Lanka. President Rajapaksa congratulates the Australian Prime Minister-elect. The PUCSL chairman on power cuts during the O-level exam period. SLTB to issue diesel for personal vehicles for the O-level exam staff. In news overseas, Australia election, Anthony Albanese signals climate policy change, and in sports news, US PGA Championship Tiger Woods withdraws after third round. The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka PUCSL states that there will be no power cuts during the exam times of the 2021 GCE Ordinary Level Examination, which is scheduled to be held tomorrow to June 1st. Addressing a special media briefing held this afternoon on the 22nd, its chairman Janaka Ratnayaka stated that there will also be no power cuts after 6:30 p.m. on examination days. Meanwhile, the PUCSL chairman stated that there will be no power cuts today and on the 29th of May. He also said that the Water Management Secretariat had provided the water required to generate electricity during the period. Meanwhile, the Norochole power plant has been reconnected to the national grid today, he said. Accordingly, the 260 megawatt received from the power plant will be added to the national grid from tomorrow night, he said. The Sri Lanka police says that around 1,500 suspects have been arrested so far in connection with the violence that took place in the country on the 9th of May. Police spokesman SSP Nihal Taldua said that 677 of them have been remanded after being produced before court. He said police teams are working to arrest more suspects who were part of the clashes 2 weeks ago, which saw at least 9 people, including a ruling party parliamentarian and a police officer, killed and many others injured. The incidents of violence were triggered by attacks on peaceful protesters near the temple trees and the golf face in Colombo by ruling party supporters on the 9th of May. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has congratulated the Australian Prime Minister-elect Anthony Albanese on winning the election and said the government is looking forward to working with him. I congratulate Anthony, the newly elected Prime Minister of Australia. The government of Sri Lanka and I took forward to working closely with you to maintain and further strengthen the bilateral ties between our two nations, the President tweeted. The Labour leader won the federal election late on Saturday evening after incumbent Prime Minister Scott Morrison called his opponent to concede defeat. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Commissioner General of Examination says that steps will be taken to issue diesel from depots belonging to the Sri Lanka Transport Board for the personal vehicles of examination staff on duty for the GCE Ordinary Level Examination this year. Speaking to media, the Commissioner General of Examinations LMD Dharmasena stated that diesel can be obtained from the SLTB depots for those staff members at any time within today, the 22nd. He stated that the chairman of the Sri Lanka Transport Board SLTB, Kingsley Ranawaka, has been informed in this regard. The Commissioner General of Examinations has requested all fuel stations island-wide to give priority to GCE Ordinary Level Examination staff queuing up for fuel and to provide them the opportunity to obtain the required petrol.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhaloka Vedamahatmya.
The Commissioner General of Examination says that steps will be taken to issue diesel from depots belonging to the Sri Lanka Transport Board SLTB for the personal vehicles of examination staff on duty for the GCE Ordinary Level Examination this year. Speaking to media, the Commissioner General of Examinations LMD Dharmasena stated that diesel can be obtained from the SLTB depots for those staff members at any time within today, the 22nd.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhaloka Vedamahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
The health sector points out that unnecessary gatherings should be minimized during these days. The director of the Colombo Lady Ridgeway Hospital, Dr. S. Vijay Surya, said that if the people follow the health guidelines further, a risk of the recreation of another corona wave can be prevented. He requests the public to adhere to the health guidelines strictly during these days. The government plans to administer the 4th dose. In the first phase, the government plans to implement the 4th dose vaccination to the 60 and above age group.
Coming up, World News.
In In world news headlines, Australia election, Anthony Albanese signals climate policy change. Floods in Bangladesh and India affect millions. 5 killed as small plane crashes in southeastern France. Australia's new leader has vowed to take the country in a new direction with a big shift in climate policy. Anthony Albanese, who won Saturday's election with the opposition centre-left Labour Party, said Australia could become a renewable energy superpower. He is to be sworn in as Prime Minister on Monday, but it is not clear whether his party will have a majority in Parliament. Days of flooding and landslides in parts of Bangladesh and eastern India have affected millions of people and left more than 50 people dead. Bangladesh's northeast region has seen some of the worst flooding for nearly 2 decades. The two countries are prone to flooding, and experts say that climate change is increasing the likelihood of events like this around the world. A tourist plane crashed near the town of Les Audres in the southeast area of France, officials said. 5 dead bodies, including a child, were discovered at the site of the crash on Saturday afternoon, French news channel BFM TV reported in Les Audres. Local media reported that 4 people were of the same family, Xinhua news agency reported. According to BFM TV, eyewitnesses to the crash tipped off local authorities, and nearly 60 firefighters were deployed to the site to douse the fire. The plane, which belonged to an aero club, was conducting its first flight. It took off from Versailles Aerodrome near the city of Grenoble, BFM TV reported. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. Australia election, Anthony Albanese signals climate policy change. Floods in Bangladesh and India affect millions. 5 killed as small plane crashes in southeastern France. That was world news, and now in development news. The government plans to provide relief assistance to the fishing community. The field relief assistance will be provided to the fishing community. A field subsidy will be provided. The Ministry of Fishing and Aquaculture have made relevant arrangements.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Tiger Woods has withdrawn from the US PGA Championship after struggling in the third round at Southern Hills Country Club in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The 15-time major winner had his third worst round in the major, a 9 over 79 that left him joint last on 12 over. He also made 5 consecutive bogeys for the first time in a major since turning professional in 1996.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Nations Trust Bank PLC reiterated its strong financial position with steady growth in the first quarter of the financial year ending 31st March 2022 amidst challenging local and global macroeconomic conditions, the bank announced last Friday. The bank posted a 4% year-on-year YOY increase in profit before tax for the period under review.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic News, courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
The rupee strengthened further during the last 2 days against the dollar. Earlier, the rupee appreciated and brought the dollar rate from 380 to 365 rupees. Thereafter, it further reduced from 365 to 355 rupees, strengthening the rupee further.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
The Weather Report.
The Met Department says cloudy skies will prevail over most parts of the island. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and in the Galla and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy showers above 50 millimeters may occur at some places in these areas. Several spells of showers will occur in the northern province and in the Anuradhapura district. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Uva and eastern provinces during the evening or night. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during the thunder showers. This weather report was issued this morning at 5:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com reports that the day's weather will be bright with occasional showers. Today's daytime temperature would be around 32 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 27 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in select spots later in the night. The ground temperature would be 25 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast. The air quality index AQI is 28, which shows a fair condition in Colombo. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. 1,500 suspects arrested over the May 9th violence in Sri Lanka. President Rajapaksa congratulates the Australian Prime Minister-elect. The PUCSL chairman on power cuts during the O-level exam period. The SLTB to issue diesel for personal vehicles for the O-level exam staff. In news overseas, Australia election, Anthony Albanese signals climate policy change. In sports news, US PGA Championship, Tiger Woods withdraws after third round. That concludes this news broadcast. You're with Radio Sri Lanka.